Is the euro setting up for a significant reversal, or will the trend continue? That's what we're talking about in today's video. And there are some significant developments happening today, especially on the DXY. So be sure to stay tuned through the entire video. And this video is sponsored by Blueberry Markets. I've known them for 8 years. I've met the team in person. They're an excellent broker, an amazing group of people. And for a limited time, when you use my link and sign up, they will grant you a 30% deposit bonus. And also when you deposit $1,000 or more, I will give you lifetime access to our VIP group. That includes my trades in real time, my trade ideas, exclusive videos, real-time chat, and also the new course. So be sure to check out the link in the description of this video and sign up with Blueberry Markets. All right, so looking at the EURUSD, we have the market reversing so far today after Monday closed above 114.25. Now, at first glance, it doesn't look all that significant because you can see here that this was pretty close, right? You have these highs back here, this closing price, this high right here. Monday's candle did close above these highs. And this is even more pronounced on the DXY when we look at 98.9 that we've talked about recently. So be sure to stay tuned for that part. But this right here so far could be a potential fake out. Now, we do still have over 4 hours left in today's session, so keep that in mind. This could change. We could see the euro close back above here. All it would take is, one comment from Trump to reverse these trends that we're seeing so far today. So keep that in mind here with these markets, because we have seen some really erratic behavior from markets over the past few weeks and really the past few months. So you can see for the most part, the euro remains relatively choppy here. However, we do have an uptrend that's still intact. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, first of all, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy this content. If you find it helpful, be sure to subscribe because I have videos coming out all throughout the week. But looking at the euro here, guys, let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? Even if the market does close below 114.25, that alone doesn't constitute a reversal because you would have to see the market breaking down and carving lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so far, again, even if the market were to reverse from here, you have key support areas like this down here, right around 113, that's going to be a critical factor for the euro. And you can see where we do still have higher highs and higher lows. So again, even if the market were to reverse from here, right, that's not enough for us to call this a change in trend. We would have to see the market getting below areas like this down here, below lows like this, to really open up those downside targets, okay? So I'm by no means, I don't want this to get twisted and, people saying that I'm calling for a reversal because I'm not right now. But we do have the potential, at least for a short-term reversal, that could turn into something more. Okay, so again, you can see where the market, closed above 114.25 on Monday. So far, it does look like we could get that close back below, meaning this flips back to resistance. We have support down here. Okay, so bottom line here, if we were to see, if we were to see the EURUSD get below areas like this down here, breaking trend lines like this, okay, then that could be potentially a move lower here for the euro and a potential change in trend. I have to stress the word potential there because we don't have that information just yet. Okay, so, again, this is in development, and you can see here that we have the low down here. All right, so this low, we've got touches through this area. We've got this low through here. So this is going to be a trend line to watch here over the coming days, as well as that area around 113. All right, so key support for the euro until proven otherwise. That is very important to keep in mind because we could just see the euro test this area and then just continue higher. All right, so don't go thinking that this is a bearish reversal for the euro because we don't have that confirmation just yet. But again, you can see where sellers are making a stand there after closing the day above 114.25 on Monday. So let's take a look now at the DXY, which this is even more clear than the euro, in my opinion, because you have this very clear level here at 98.9 based on these recent lows. Okay, so you've got this low back here, the closing price through here. We had Monday close below this, and now so far today, the market looks like it could close back above. Again, we do still have several hours left in today's session, so keep that in mind. This is not confirmed just yet. Okay, we need that daily close back above here, convincingly back above 98.9 to really confirm this. And furthermore, too, again, let's not get ahead of ourselves because let's keep in mind that even if this were to happen, this right here is not enough to call a bottom for the DXY. Because really, the fact is that when you look at this trend, ever since the start of 2025, we have seen the DXY carve lower highs and lower lows. And just like the euro, we do have a trend line here. This one is potentially even more significant than the one on the euro. And we've also talked about this area back here at 100.2. So this has been a pivot for the DXY. And you can also see where this lines up, pretty close with that trend line. Now, last week, we did see the market gap up. We talked about this in the weekly forecast. We saw the DXY gap up here and sell off right from this area. So, once again, proving that this up here is going to be critical resistance for the DXY. So I want to be very clear. We do have the potential for at least a short-term bullish reversal from the US dollar if the DXY can close convincingly above 98.9. And that could take the market back here toward this trend line. However, again, you can't assume that this is going to be the bottom for the DXY as long as the market is below this. Now, if the DXY were to reclaim this up here, okay, then I do think we have that potential for this to become a higher low and get that reversal from the DXY back there, potentially towards some of those imbalances that we've talked about. Okay, so I'll cover those in a moment. But let's talk about the bearish scenario here for the DXY in case the market does close today's session back below this level. So if we get a daily close back below here or even tomorrow, then it keeps the downtrend intact and we're looking at that area around 97.7, okay? Now, if we get that bullish reversal, though, from the US dollar, and again, if this sounds like I'm just saying, it could go this way, it could go that way, that's always the case, guys. We have to weigh out both scenarios because nobody knows where these markets are going to go. That is especially true this year with all of the chaos out there. And if you've been trading, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So looking at this drop back here for the DXY, this right here, we've talked about this before. This is an imbalance. Okay, all of these candles back here, you can see a very shallow retrace into this pocket. And areas like this tend to serve as magnets for a market. However, like I said previously in previous videos, having this up here is one thing, okay? But you need to have a technical trigger in order to turn this into a viable target, okay? Because right now, as long as the market is below areas like this down here and trending lower, this up here is not a viable target. It's just an area that could become a target. But if we do get the DXY punching above 100.2, areas like this on the high time frames, closing above here, then we do have that potential for that move back here towards some of these highs, and then potentially to get that fill of this area around 106. Okay, so that is my scenario for the DXY. And like I've talked about in recent videos, even though I'm not saying that it will happen or it's likely to happen, right? That is my ideal scenario to get the DXY above here, because I would love to target this region back here around 106, because I know imbalances like that tend to serve as magnets for a market. But again, we need that technical trigger. And for the DXY, it's going to be 100.2. So the way that translates for the euro, or could translate for this market, is you can see that we have this area down here. So this probably lines up with the DXY up there around 100.2 if we get it. And if we see the euro break down, again, big if, guys, if we see this trend reverse, then we do have pockets on the euro. Obviously, lows like this become targets, right? Areas like this back here. But then you can also see where during this breakout from the euro back here, this is what I would focus on if we get the breakdown. Again, I have to keep stressing, guys, it's still a big if. You've got this sideways action back here, right? You got a nice bottoming pattern, nice rounded bottom here from the euro. And you can see where this pocket through here is the one that I would target, okay? But that is only if we get the breakdown, okay? Right now, you do not want to be shorting the euro, in my opinion, because you would be shorting right into this huge pocket of support down here. The same thing for the DXY. If you're buying the dollar here, sure, you could get away with, a little bit of a gain, but really looking at the DXY, you'd be basically longing right into this area, right around 100, up there toward 100.2, okay? So really, for me, guys, ideally, like I've said, I would love to see the DXY reclaim areas like this to target some higher levels, and also get the euro breaking below areas like 113 to target some of those sell side imbalances, specifically down there around 1.06. Okay, so we'll see if we get it, guys. Still a lot of work to do here from both the euro and the DXY, but we'll see if we get it over the coming days. I hope this video has helped. If it has, be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and also don't forget to sign up with Blueberry Markets, claim your 30% deposit bonus, and deposit $1,000 or more for lifetime VIP access. Trade well. I will talk to you again tomorrow.